We're back with another match preview. It's UEFA Europa League Matchday 3, Arsenal versus Bodø Glimt match preview with a special guest. And yeah, make sure you're all tuning in. Here comes, let's do this.
Leicester City.
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye bye.
Gazzola, Giroud again. Joe Wilson. Here's Gerrard. That's a great shot. McCracken getting closer. Centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes, guys, we're back with a match preview for Arsenal's game against Bodø Glimt in the Europa League on Thursday. I'm going to bring in Mikhail from Glimt Fan TV. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, obviously, absolute pleasure to have you on, as always. So yeah, I'll start with I'll start with your team first. Glimt. If I'm not mistaken, if I'll just quickly go back, I'm sorry, I don't know much about Norwegian football.
That's fair.
I'll be looking at the table. You're second in the table, playing 24 games already. So if you're, did you see? So from what I can see, the season starts only for a year.
It starts in March. February, late February, March, and all the way to the November, December.
Okay.
Because of the extreme cold and everything, we have to. We can't play through December and January and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I completely understand, mate. On that one. So obviously, you're Molde looking like they're going to be champions of the Norwegian League, which means they'll get the Champions League spot. And looks like you're contesting with Rosenborg, who I remember well from the Champions League as well. And Lillestrøm as well for the final two Europa League spots. But how do you feel your season's gone this season, and what can you expect towards the end of it?
Our season was kind of ending of was a continuing of the last season, when we were in the Europa Conference League. So we had that kind of knockout stages when we played Celtic and away when we beat them there, and then we had Roma and then the quarterfinal. So
I was gonna say, because there's no actual slot for the Europa Conference League. Oh no, if I'm not mistaken, there is one. I believe it might be one. But yeah, you were saying so.
Yeah, and then we had that in our preseason, because our preseason starts in January, February. So that was our preseason. So we just got back. I think the team had just 1 or 2 weeks with the preparation for the Celtic game, and that went all surprisingly well. We won 3-1, and then we was on a roll. We faced Rome at home. We beat them. Lost away, unfortunately. and we had the cup, Norwegian Cup, and we got on a bit of a downfall, bad rounds of games with performance. We lost. We didn't feel us like ourselves because we have gone 2 seasons now with the winning league here. The
Okay.
first 2020 season, the COVID season, we broke all records and played fantastic football. And it was kind of a high. It was a one in a moment season, and we had our last season. We won with a couple of points above Molde, and now we came. This season is kind of a what can I say? Kind of a we see that we have played a lot of games recently. I can say.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
was kind of the lack. That was kind of the thing with this season. We have a lot of tiredness, new people coming. We have sold a lot of people, so we get to get new players in, and it takes time to get them to know the system.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Static, we comment here, and he definitely knows his European football. Rosenborg, Molde, and Bodø Glimt been competing for the Norwegian league in the last 5 years as one or two other teams as well.
Yeah,
There's Luke, mate. I'm not worried about Liverpool right now. Right, we'll worry about that for the Liverpool preview. Right, with this Europa League. Right, I couldn't give a fuck what Liverpool are doing right now.
yeah.
Um, Berg is a big loss for
Oh,
both.
we actually got him back. We actually got him back this
Yeah,
summer transfer window. We actually got him back.
we'll talk about a couple of your players
Yeah.
in a minute. But Berg, I got a question. What's your atmosphere like? How many
We
capacity?
get about 8,000.
8,000.
Yeah.
And they usually they're quite a good support as well. Traveling
Yeah,
and
we're in the European games. We're easily sold out.
mm. I
We
think
actually had to because we got in the Europa Conference League last year. We have to build out our stadium because wasn't too was too small for the European thing. So we had to get more seats and everything. Why
well,
not?
absolutely. Also, we'll move on to Arsenal. I mean, you also said that stage you also support the Gunners as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I bet you're buzzing from last weekend as well.
yeah, yeah. That was a
Right.
huge
So
win.
yeah, absolutely. All to the Spurs fans, still loving life. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, gotta love it. So,
Oh, that
I
goal
was
by
going to ask.
Partey. Sorry, the goal by Partey.
Oh, mate. Yeah, usually every
I was
time,
screaming.
yeah, every time he shoots, like I'm usually expecting it to go up towards where we hit that asteroid
Yeah,
in
yeah,
space. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
it's like
I thought that as well.
the,
I was like, here we go again. I thought.
I was gonna say it's like NASA just told Partey he's fired because like he can't shoot a mine off the asteroids anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but he's also well. Odegaard obviously is one of our is the
yeah,
captain now of Arsenal with Xhaka as vice captain. I would say I was probably very critical of him at the start because I've seen glimpses of him where he's done well, but then there's
yeah,
games where he's just absolutely disappeared and not in the picture as well. And I think even the Tottenham game, he was not there in a sense.
yeah.
What's
He
your
wasn't the
opinion of him?
main player for sure.
Yeah, what's your opinion of him? What do you make
Uh,
of
he
Odegaard's
has
time at Arsenal?
quite a history. He burst into the his home team Strømsgodset when he was just 15, and he got his huge move to Real Madrid. Many believe that it was a bad mistake to go to Real Madrid because it's as it has shown in the now that it was a pretty PR stunt by Fiorentino Perez, kind of.
Mhm.
So I when you saw like it wasn't a Carlo Ancelotti player when he bought him back then. It was a Fiorentino Perez player. It was his wish that came true that when they bought him. But he has been good in. It's been slowly growing, and I see the potential in him. When he's when he performs, he's so good. But he has he has his games there where he kind of isn't that visible. In the last 2 international games for Norway, we're kind of shit, and we were struggling forward. If that, I don't think it's because of him, totally because of him, but he is the creator of our team. He is the captain of our international team. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
So yeah,
we expect a bit more from him. I think that will come. I think and I hope it will come.
I hope he'll come into it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, the
It's
more
the fact
benefit.
that he didn't have enough play time. When he was in Real Madrid, he played like 1 or 2 games and in Casillas. And he didn't when you can see now we're getting better and better when he gets a couple of games under his belt. I think that is the most important for him, just to get that trust by Arteta and the trust by players around him, and they get the matches fitness, and then he will show it, I think.
Do you think he should be captain of Norway?
By quality, yes. He's far one of the best in the squad, I think. And yeah, obviously it's something, because something about his leadership that says something. I don't know any. I can't think about anything else that made Arteta make him captain. So that was kind of a surprise for me, actually. I didn't think he had that kind, but a good surprise, I guess.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Yeah, Luke, he does have a channel. It is in the title, the script. It's in the video title. So if you want to go subscribe to his channel as well,
Yeah.
please do as well. So it's literally just click on the link in the video title and you'll go straight there. So make sure you go and subscribe right now and give him all the support you can. No worries, absolutely. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. So all to help each other. So, I mean, what do you think? Probably apart from we mentioned Berg and we mentioned Odegaard, like, who do you think like is going to cause the major sort of threat for towards Arsenal? I mean, because for Arsenal, we know we've got a big game coming up against Liverpool, so it's not so much of a insult to Bodø Glimt. It's the fact that we've got a massive game coming up league, so we're going to have to play sort of our second team with Nketiah, with Marquinhos, with Vieira. So, what do you like? Who do you feel could really get at some of our sort of weaker players or the weaker depth of our squad?
So specific player, I don't know, actually. Depends who's starting. We have a pretty quick right winger, but our main goal scorer this year has been our left wing, Pellegrino. But it's kind of and our new player we bought from the Danish league, Albert Grønbæk, is one of the three players I would think can make something happen. We have a finisher, that's Pellegrino, and we have the winger, that's the pace, and we have the creativity in Albert.
Yeah, I saw
more of a team performance. That's the pretty most focus of the team, the Bodø Glimt. to make a good team performance. Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed Pellegrino is like definitely up there as one of them.
Yeah, I think he have 20 goals now in the season.
Yeah, so if you score over 20 goals in a season, then you've done all right as a striker. That's like the bare minimum for me. You should be doing as a striker. You should be getting over 20 goals a season,
Yeah.
Especially if you're the main striker as well.
Yeah.
Which is why when we bought Jesus, I was kind of skeptical at first because he'd only done it twice in the league.
Yeah.
Or sorry, in all comps. So, and for, like I used to moan at Giroud for never scoring 20 goals
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
so
too.
like, yeah. So like, why am I gonna back and that's why when everyone was backing with like Arteta buying Jesus, so like, why are you backing him buying a player that you used to crucify another player for? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is the whole thing with the standards and why I get so sort of like I would say just confused maybe rather than angry about the standards at Arsenal is that some of the fans are what accepting what's going on now because it's Arteta or someone like that
Yeah.
but they wouldn't accept it under Wenger. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
So for me, like it doesn't make sense. So, but yeah, that's a different debate entirely. We could be here for hours debating it.
I feel it. I have a lot of talks with myself about that.
Yeah,
I know, I feel it in me, and I know all about it. That
I agree with Mikel. I expect more from Odegaard too. Anything this is on it. Yeah, I expect more as well. I mean,
yeah,
he's done decently at the start of this season. I'd say some of the games he's been very good, but there's other games where he's not been good. So, yeah, just needs to get that consistency of performances. If
yeah,
he drops one game out of 5 that's poor, then you're happy with that because that's what the top players do. Like,
yeah,
so, but if you're doing it for like two games are great, and then the other 3 are not so good, then
yeah.
you've got to sort of encourage more consistency.
And
Big up.
then you have Holland now, who's in the same national team. That's like a superhuman. So
Oh, Haaland.
yeah,
I call him the goal machine.
yeah,
That's all I do.
so
I call him the goal assist machine. That's all he's doing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's mad. Steve, what is Bodø Glimt fans' expectation this season in the league and in Europe? Exactly. I mean,
in the season, we hope for European play so we can keep our
so
European.
you'd hope to qualify for Europa League again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or at least we in our Norwegian league we have 1, 2, and 3. That's European places.
Oh
So
yeah,
we hope for one of those.
Yeah, and I believe there's 4. There's still another. You've got Mulder who are going to take the Champions League spot
Yeah,
as
for sure.
champions, and then which is what I expect, like the Champions League to be doing. Like you take the champion from every team, from every
Yeah.
league of Europe. But there you go, money talks.
Yeah.
It is true, money talks.
Yeah, for sure.
But then you've got maybe even Valoringa. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. They're probably outsiders in 5th, but
Yeah.
you're the favourites in 2nd with Rosenborg 3rd and Lillestrøm 4th. So
Yeah.
they're all fighting for the other 2 spots in Europe. I still think you probably, from what I can see, and I'll probably see more of it when I see the game actually on the watch them because, like I said, I don't know much about.
Yeah, that's the funny thing because Bodø Glimt is quite a new team in their European scene.
Yeah, the only time I've seen it is on FIFA.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of stoked to see what people gonna say now about Arsenal from another point of view. It's now from Bodø Glimt. I mean, sorry, from Bodø Glimt. See how they see Bodø Glimt from other point of views. I really excited to see that.
I feel I just think for Arsenal what they need to do is just don't underestimate and just give them the respect. If you give every team the respect that they deserve, like when I mean respect, not like giving them time on the ball or anything like that, then we should be fine. Just like accept that they can cause problems and just deal with it efficiently.
Because
But
we're our philosophy is we're going to each game to try to win it. We're gonna play
that's how you should do every game. To be fair,
possession football, and we're gonna attack, play forward. If we can play forward, we play forward every time. So that's kind of our philosophy. That's what we do when we played Celtic at Celtic Park. We just went for attack.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It could cause us problems.
Yeah.
Going forward, it can cause us real problems. That especially if we don't win the battle in midfield. So as much as you want to play, as much as I want to play like a sort of weekend side, you probably want something one player that's going to be starting probably on Saturday or Sunday. That's going to be in that team. And be someone. I don't want to risk Partey because then just come back with injury sometimes like the last. Jack, I won't mind too much, because you can easily put Vieira in there if something goes wrong. So for Sunday, midfield obviously, like you said, with possession football is going to be key because we want to try and build up from midfield, from the back to midfield and bring it forward. As well. Stephen, why does everyone keep saying this? Like, I've told everyone 1,000 times, until we're challenging to late April, May, or we've actually won the title, I'm not backing them, man. Like, because I wanted Wenger out, right, for not challenging till April, May, only challenging till February, and then saying top 4's a trophy, right? So I'm not gonna start backing on Arteta for that sort of standard if I wanted Wenger out for that sort of standard, especially when Wenger had a lot more credit in the bank, right? So there you go. Until that happens, I'm staying as I am. So, but like I'm not gonna enjoy like doesn't mean I'm not gonna enjoy us winning. Like, of course I am.
Yeah.
Every Tottenham fan was getting it on Sunday. Exactly.
Good. They deserve it.
Yeah. Please ask about why this club decided to bring Berg. Why did you decide to bring Berg?
It was kind of a group decision. As the Berg side, he wanted to. He went to the French League 1, and he didn't get much play time, sadly. So he wanted a bit more play time, and we needed.
What team did he go to?
I'm not too sure.
Lons?
I don't remember. I think he went to the Lorient. I'm not sure actually.
I'll go look it up. Do you know what I'll do is I'll look it. I'll look it up.
But we needed, and it was an agreed group decision that they decided to go to
Lons. He went to online.
Yeah. That was the one.
Oh, actually, no, he didn't go online. He went he went on a 4 million fee and then was bought by yourselves. No, he was market value was 1.4 and then you bought him for 4 million. So
So he lacked play time in the French league. So and then he wanted to come home because he has his family here and stuff. So he just wanted to get some play time, and when we are playing Europe and playing Arsenal and PSV, it was kind of attractive to him. So he wanted to come back,
I'm just going to try and look up our first match day because Obviously, our second game was, I believe, was cancelled because of
Yeah,
what
it was
happened
cancelled
to.
because of the Queen, sadly.
Yeah, because the Queen passed away recently. And to be fair, we were doing the watch along for that game
Yeah.
against Zurich, and then obviously we got the news during the game. So for me, like I always admired the Queen and the royal family, so I had to stop afterwards because that sort of hit us hard afterwards. But
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of a shock.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, but yeah. So I'm just looking at the lineup we put out. We sort of play like a 4-3-3 in the end, which could be adapted to a 4-2-3-1. We had Xhaka, Lokonga, and Vieira in that. So you might see the sort of same thing
Yeah,
with Martinelli and Ketia and Marquinhos.
yeah. I'm looking
And
forward to see more of Marquinhos.
yeah, and I
He
think the
looks good.
reason he played, three, because I think he knew Nketiah needed the help. Because
Yeah,
Nketiah, like for me, he doesn't deserve over £100 a week, right? Because I haven't
yeah,
seen him I haven't seen him do diddy squat. Like apart from 2 goals against Leeds and 2 goals against Chelsea, he did absolutely f all. Right
yeah,
when he replaced Lacazette, and also he does, and because of that, he doesn't deserve that number shirt. And if you can't find someone good enough as Henry to put on that shirt, which was Aubameyang at the time,
yeah.
right? Then do what Chelsea do, is retire the shirt, like retire the
Yeah,
shirt. You know what I mean? So,
I thought it was a kind of weird decision, but
mm.
yeah,
So obviously he's going to need the support. So Marquinhos and Martinelli are going to be definitely up there as probably to play for.
yeah,
But then with Martinelli, I don't want to try and use it. If I can not use him, I would rather save him for obviously a Liverpool game, because I know the Liverpool
yeah.
game he will cause Trent Alexander
Oh
on
yeah.
and we all know can't
I'm looking
defend.
forward to that match.
Yeah,
Want
I'm
to see
looking
him
forward to it too. I'm actually,
run
because the first
around
time we're
defense.
favourites. We're
Yeah,
favourites for that game. And I expect us to, at home, beat them. Whether we go to Anfield later on in the season and beat them is another matter. Right. But at the moment, the way they're playing, if they can't keep Trossard from scoring a hat-trick at Anfield, right, and
yeah.
go 2-0
That was kind
down,
of a shock. I saw that game,
yeah, and
but
to be fair, um, like, how do I say this? To be fair, like, Brighton should have won that game.
yeah,
Brighton should have won that game. They should have been 4-5 up by the end of half time. So I do expect us to go there and win.
yeah,
And there shouldn't be any excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses. You know what I mean? I think getting out of a group would be a good achievement by the Glimt. Anything else?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I think everyone sort of in the group knows that Arsenal are going to probably end up first with probably 6 wins. And that's not me sounding arrogant. It's just me realistically looking at it on paper.
Yeah,
9 likes. Please do like and subscribe. Make sure you go and subscribe to Mikel's channel as well. He's back. The credit card, the Arteta's credit card's back. Like this guy is a pest. He is a pest. Like, yeah, mate. Yeah, see what I mean? Like,
we're top of the league. Yeah,
I'll start singing that when we're actually at the end of the season. I'll give you an example, mate, and from another sport, right? Because I do F1 as well. 2010, right? Everyone in the title fight led the championship, but Sebastian Vettel led it at the most important time. He never led the championship throughout the season until the end of the last race. That's the point.
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
the point in
totally
saying
agree
in
with you.
August if you end up fourth in May? This is what I'm saying. He'll probably was Wenger in sitting there going, "We're top of the league in 07 or 08 all the way through," and then we ended up like capitulating and ended up fourth.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but we did well. We competed, like, and I've said it to him so many times. Until late April, May, I'm not back in the geezer. End of.
Yeah.
Simple as. So yeah, you can believe in the process, but until then, no, I'm not believing in it yet. So, yeah, simple as. But yeah, it's surprising because when we lose a game, I can't find him for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where were you for the Man United game, mate? You were so confident. You were so confident for that game, and look what happened. An elite manager with his crap squad, right, beat a man who had been spent 380 million, right, in last 3 seasons, has had all the time in the world to build what he wanted, and yet got beaten by an elite manager with a crap squad and has only had 4 games, right, and was beaten by Brentford 4-0. Right?
Yeah.
Sums it up what an elite manager does. Right? But watch this. We'll compete till February. We'll drop to 4th, and you're like, yeah, but we were top at in the beginning of the season. So what? So what?
Yeah.
Like he's probably he also saying in last 2 years ago, he was saying, yeah, but we were if you look at the last 18 games, we were 3rd in the table. Yeah, but you've got the first 18, mate. Did they not count?
Yeah.
He forgets the first 3 games of last season as well, because we got capitulated by Chelsea, Man City, and Brentford. They don't count.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I remember.
Moving on. Please ask to get a word. And more. It would be nice to get more region fans from different clubs. Yeah, that'd be a good debate to have.
Yeah, it kind of hot topic though. Rosenborg and Molde fans aren't the happiest fellows. You can compare them with the Arsenal and Tottenham kind of way.
How many goals getting put past? Seriously? You were saying that about Zurich, and we nearly fucked that one up, didn't we?
I'm actually quite. I'm looking forward to the game. I don't.
Yeah, I respect that as well. I find that kind of insulting, to be fair. Like, he's not coming there just to roll over. Because in the end, we beat Zurich 2-1, and we conceded a goal, and it took us making substitutions to go and win the game.
Yeah, but I gotta go now to the next thing.
Oh right, yeah. So anyway, give us your prediction for the game.
I believe it's hard to say nothing but a win to Arsenal. They seem so good, but I hope we can make it a good fight though. 3-2.
I think. Okay, I think you give it a good go, especially with the weakened side. I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say 3-1. That's what I would expect. But I do feel with a weakened defence and then midfield, we might concede a goal. Because we are still, as much as we're improved, as much as we're playing well, we've conceded goals still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team is channels. Yeah. If you know anyone that, please send them our way. We'll get into that. But yeah. Thanks for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
But yeah. Where can I find you?
At Bodø Glimt Fan TV on Twitter and YouTube.
Wicked. Make sure you go and subscribe there. The title's in the video description. I'm going to continue on for about 10 more minutes. Once it's gone as well. But yeah, make sure you go and do that right now. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Right. So yeah, if you've got any questions, do hit them. I'll continue on for about 10 more minutes before we have to wrap up. I'll put the link in the chat as well. Anyone wants to come on, they can do. Right? But yeah, Credit King, that's kind of insulting saying how many goals you put past his side. Right? You were saying that for against Zurich, and then we nearly fucking fucked that up. So, like, that's kind of insulting. Give them the respect they deserve. Like, seriously. Come on, man. Better than that. Right? Arsenal fans supposed to be better than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, absolute pleasure getting on them. His link to his channel is in the title video, so make sure you go and do that. Come on camera. Yeah, I'd love him to come on camera and say it as it is. Say it as it is, man. Come on. You know what I mean? Say it as it is. I'll have it. Right? Because in the end, right, you can sit there and go, we're top of the league, we're top of the league, we're top of the league. Right? If we don't, like, if we're not challenging by late April, May, and we fall apart, right, towards January, February, and only get fourth, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you because you're saying we're going to win the league, right? And again, that fucking guy that said on like AFTV we'll win the league last season, he's gonna fucking said it again, right? Saying I told you we're going to win the league. No, you didn't tell us, mate. You told us last season we're winning the league. That didn't mean we're going to win the league next season. What that implied is that we're winning the league last season, right? During that season, right? During that season, right? Are you serious? Right? You didn't tell us nothing. You wanted your 5 minutes for fame saying we're going to win the title in that season, not next season. Otherwise, you would have said next season we'll win the league. That's what you would have said. No, you didn't. You said we're going to win the league. And what happened at the end? Oh, you're bitching because because you fell apart. Oh, didn't. No. It ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I've seen better. Seen better. I've heard of better. I've seen it better. Right, I've heard of better. I've seen it better. Trust me. Stephen, exactly. If everyone wants to talk too much about Arteta, come on camera and back your opinion. Exactly. Right. Come and back it. I ain't got a problem with it. Right. And do you know what I love about like Miss Melina? She's Arteta in, but like she won't actually come out with the that crap absolute delusional comments. No, she will respect other people's opinion. Always will back. No, always will support. Always listen to my opinion. Right. And mate, if you want to back a manager that's doing less than what Wenger was doing, right? Actually, I'd actually ask, were you Wenger in or were you Wenger out? Simple question, and you can answer me right now. Answer me right now. Were you Wenger in or Wenger out when he left? Answer me that question. Answer me. I'd love to know. Right? And it hasn't taken off. How has it taken off? How has the project taken off? Have we won the fucking league? No, we haven't. So it can't have taken off, can it? Fuck. What is on with people? Oh, we're going to finish top 4. Oh, we're top of the league in September. Oh, let's have a wank about it. Fucking hell, man. It's 8 games. It's 8 games. We're not even up to 10 games yet. Jeez. Calm your skins. We've played 8 games. And the one decent team we played, which you said we're going to absolutely smash at Old Trafford, we got absolutely touched because your manager decided to bring substitutions on at the last minute, which meant he had to bring 3 on at once, which completely disrupted our whole rhythm. Right? He fucked that game up. Your manager. Which shows how good he is tactically. His tactical IQ is about that, and that's being generous. He's got no tactical. So when he comes up against managers like Klopp, Pep, Ten Hag, he will get toasted. What happened with Tottenham, as much as I love beating Tottenham, don't they always come to the Emirates and bottle it? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Right? But like I said, answer me that question. Answer me the question. Were you Wenger in or were you Wenger out? Don't dodge the question. Fucking answer it. Right? No, it's only about the now because it's suiting your agenda. Trust me, trust me, when Arteta was 16th, you were shouting your mouth off. You were all saying, well, oh, he's won an FA Cup. He's won a Community Shield. But that was in history. That was last season. That was 2 seasons ago. Right? The now supports your narrative. That's why you're saying it's all about the now. Right? Whereas 2 years ago, when we were 16th in the now, you were going back on history where he won the FA Cup season before. Right? And what's he done in the FA Cup since then? Bottle it. Bottle it. Mikel is right about Rosenborg and Mulder fans being similar to Arsenal and Spurs fans. That's the I would think that Rosenborg fans, for example, is more like Chelsea, league title or bust. Yeah. Answer the fucking question. Answer the question. Were you Wenger in or were you Wenger out? Oh my God, I'm not hearing it. Answer the fucking question. It's not difficult. It's a yes or no. Do you need it written in sign? Honestly, do you need it like spelled out in sign language or something? Just fucking answer it. Yes or no. Yes or no. Wenger in or Wenger out? Let me know, please. Because I was Wenger out because he kept bottling it and only get top 4, right? He kept bottling it in February and January and finishing in top 4. And I said, that's not good enough for this club, right? What's good enough is challenging to April, May. That is a title race, right? I bet you if we decide to capitulate against Liverpool and all of a sudden go back to our usual selves, right? And then struggle, just only scrape top 4, you will be saying, well, we did a title challenge until September. Until October, we did a title challenge. Manny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I was doing a Champions League watch along, and I was watching the Liverpool Rangers game. So, shout out to Stephen Stubbs, Statman. I hope you're happy with the result. So, I'm sorry I came late, and I was just sort of informed a little bit late that you had the stream. Otherwise, I would have joined later. So,
yeah, mate, I'm trying to get Credit King to answer a simple question: Wenger in or Wenger out? Were you Wenger in or Wenger out? Keeps fucking dodging the question, saying can't look at the past. It's all about the now. It's only about the now because it suits his fucking narrative, right? Because 2 years ago when we were 16th, he was sitting there moaning about, oh, you got to give him a chance. He won the FA Cup last season. Well, that's not the now, is it?
Let me see. Is Credit King Arteta in or Arteta out? I mean,
well, what do you think?
Well, see, here's the thing with Wenger. There was a part of me that actually got, yeah?
I'm just trying to get him to answer that question. That's all I want him to do, because I'm going to catch him up straight away. Right, because if he says Wenger out, I know exactly what I'm going to say.
Okay, so...
Simple. But, anyway, what do you think towards this game?
Yeah, so this is going to be a very difficult game because, of course, Bodø Glimt last season had a good run in the UEFA Conference League, UEFA Conference League, if I'm not wrong. And they, of course, I think beat Celtic and gave Roma a fairly tough game. all of the games we have in this edition of the Europa League will need to be taken seriously. There's no way that anything can be taken lightly. And the issue is, I have a lot of fears.
We're not going to sit here and say how many goals we're going to put past them, which is what Credit King is saying.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, we cannot afford to think that way. No chance.
He said that 2 weeks ago when we nearly lost to frigging Zurich.
Yeah, that was stupid. But anyway,
he also said that against Man United as well.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show the type of fans we deal with.
Mate, you may not notice Credit King is like Arteta's credit card. Delusional.
Well, now we know why he calls himself Credit King. I mean, he considers Arteta to be a king and gives him credit all the time. Ba-dum-bum.
That's shit.
Yeah, but anyway, for me, as it went on, I never saw any sign of Wenger being able to evolve, and I also wanted him to leave. And the worst part was that instead of leaving with his head held high, knowing that every season he managed, he got us into the Champions League, he stayed on for a season too long and ended up, overseeing us dropping out. And since then, we haven't been back. So if he had left in 2016, that would have been good for me because, it would have been 20 seasons at the club. It would have been a nice round figure, a good way to sort of leave. It's as if, he still believed that he was the right man for the job. He still believed.
We know about Wenger. Right? I'm just trying to get him to sort of like simple is if you were Wenger out, right? So you weren't backing him finishing top 4 and only challenging for the title until February. So why are you then backing why are you backing a manager who can't even get into the fucking top 4? Simple.
Exactly.
That's why he won't. That is why he won't say it. He ain't got the bollocks to.
Yeah, but anyway, listen. I want to focus on my views on the game. As I've said, we can't afford to take that lightly. And as great as the North London derby win was, I had a lot of fears, Stephen, because I didn't join you on the match reaction. I went straight on Del Boy's stream, and I want to share my thoughts with you. We were potentially lucky to have been able to field our first 11 because there were still some doubts about Černý, Zinchenko, and even Partey being fit for that game. And of course, neither Černý nor Zinchenko played for their countries in that Nations League match, which I covered for Hanno's channel. And of course, Scotland got the draw they needed, so congratulations to the Scots. They'll be playing in the A-League this season, while England and Wales will be in League B. But if we had a situation, for example, where Zinchenko and Černý wouldn't have been fit, who could we have conceivably played at left back? That would have been a question which I don't know if anyone could answer.
I know that, but like that doesn't matter now. Like in the end, they were fit enough to play. Like
in the end, they were fit enough to play. But
to be fair, like you can look at that as many times as you want, but in the end, he had the squad available and he used it. Like so, like you got like. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm like, oh yeah, but like we were lucky because of this. Because you could say that for the next fucking rest of the fucking 30 odd games. Then, because if we kept all our players fit, you could say that for the next 30 odd games. You could say that for the Liverpool game. In the next game, you could say that for the next game. When you do, you stop saying it and saying we've just got the players available. Like, you might as well just. There's no point in just. Because in that sense, right, you could say, oh, he's lucky at the start of the season, he has his squad available. He's lucky it's lucky at midway point, he has his squad available. He's lucky he's got the squad at the end of the season. He's lucky he's got it for this game. He's lucky he's got it for that game. It's not lucky, it's just the fact that he's got the squad.
Stephen, let me litigate myself, okay? I'm not going to look a gift horse in its mouth. We had a fit squad available. We had our first 11 perfectly available. We put Tottenham to the sword. That goal by Partey was an absolute corker. We played them off the park. They offered nothing.
There you go.
I'm happy as a clam. But what I'm going to say right now is I cannot and will not see Arteta putting out a full-strength side against Bodø Glimt. And as much as
He
we
won't.
need to
He
take
won't. He won't.
as much as we need to take them seriously, we also need to make sure that our bench strength will be well tested, because
Yeah.
I think you can agree that aside from maybe a few players, there were quite a few who never really covered themselves with glory against Zurich, if I'm not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, Turner will obviously start in goal. Would you like to see Tomiyasu at right back, and maybe?
Yeah. Yep.
And at left back, would it be Zinn or Tierney?
Tierney.
Right. Makes sense, because he only came on as a sub, and I think he'll
Right.
do some more minutes as well.
I mean,
And so, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, obviously, like, we can go for the whole squad on what we expect. Expect the same squad that we played against Zurich. Simple. Right? And the squad we had against Zurich, right, if I look at it, if I go back to what I was looking at, was simple as this. We played a 3 because we needed Nketiah's support, right, because he's shit on his own. Right? So we played Turner, Tomiyasu, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Vieira, Xhaka, Lokonga, Marquinhos, and Nketiah, Martinelli. Right? I expect the same squad, which means we'll probably concede a goal because Holding is in it. Right? And Gabriel. Right? Gabriel's starting to piss me off. He really is. Because he's getting exposed by Saliba of how average he is. And that he's not the same level. Right? So, yeah, in the end, like, that's the squad I expect to see with our big players on the bench if needed.
Right.
Simple.
Okay. So hopefully, if Turner does play, and I would like to see him do a little bit better, because obviously there were some people who thought that he was a little bit shaky when it came to his handling and his crosses, maybe handling crosses, maybe. He needs this opportunity to prove himself, and I think if we qualify for the next stage, that is, and move forward, maybe Ramsdale will become the first choice keeper for that competition, or will Turner be given more games?
No, Turner will be used for Europa League, Carling Cup, but not the FA Cup. I don't think. I think the FA Cup, if he wants to take that serious, I think, like, if he wants to take that seriously, then we need to use Ramsdale. But the rest of it, like, apart from the Premier League and the FA Cup, the rest of the ones should be for what's his face, Turner. Simple.
Okay. So apparently, you see Turner being given more games, and hopefully he will do well. He's one player.
He's decent. He's not. It's not. I'm not going to say he's absolutely fantastic. He's decent. I haven't got a problem with him.
Okay, and of course with Marquinhos also having made his debut against Zurich, and also I think I don't know if he came on against Brentford though, did he?
No.
Right. So, I mean, clearly, I think if Arteta values him, he might possibly leave him, give the Europa League and maybe the Carling Cup to him and let him shine there. And I want you to. I know you might not be a betting person, but do you believe that Ethan Nwaneri will be given more games this season? Do you see him being involved in this?
No, he won't. No, he won't. I said it already. He won't. He won't, because he's been used what he's needed to be used for.
To get the record.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I said that.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking by it.
Yeah, what angers me is that some people will say, well, Nwaneri gets the record, what's it to you?
And it's very funny. Bennett King's now disappeared because he can't answer that question. Coward.
Yeah.
Ain't got any bollocks, mate.
You roasted him well. I applaud you for that.
He's got no bollocks. He knows I would expose him for what he is.
Right.
He knew he was Wenger out, right, which meant that he's backing a manager that would achieve less than what Wenger was achieving, yet he wanted Wenger out. Which shows how, like, stupid his opinion is.
Oh boy.
Simple.
Oh boy. Right. So,
And next time you come back, Critic King, I'm going to ask you the same question. So you're going to have to answer it at some point.
yeah, big up to Craig and James who've joined the chat.
Yes.
Static, I think you have to... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we could go on forever. I mean, I've got to get some rest anyway, because it's it's going to start getting late, and two, I've got to think about my family as well, getting some sleep as well. But yeah, I mean, who do you think will do you think, first of all, Bodø Glimt will cause any problems, and two, what do you think the score is going to be?
Oh, they will cause problems. Don't you worry about that. If they were strong enough to cause Roma and Celtic problems, I know that Celtic may not quite be at our level, but Roma, of course, are a top European team. So they will cause some problems, and we have to be prepared to know how to handle them. And certainly the players who Arteta selects to start need to stand up and make themselves counted. So I still think we will win, but to people's dismay, I don't see us once again truly dominating the game until and unless we bring on a few players later on the second half to try to put the result beyond doubt. So it could very well be a repeat of the Zurich game, and that wouldn't necessarily make you happy. But I'd like to think we will score some more goals. Hopefully, I mean, we should have... if we decide to play a 4-3-3, a front three, then maybe that could, really work, and we can have a very threatening forward line. And I'm going to go for 3-1. 3-1 should be my prediction for Arsenal.
That's exactly what I went for, mate.
Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. So I'm really sorry for jumping on right now. Were you able to have a chat with the Bodø fan?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, obviously he's got to jump off because he's got to go to Air TV. But he had his fan TV channel. But yeah, like I said, everyone go and subscribe to his channel. The link's in the video title. I don't know whether TV they'll do that for him, but they will definitely do that for him. Like I said, we will. So there we are. We have done it for him.
That's brilliant. Yeah. And,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Right. I know that Static had to leave, so bye, Static. Again, Craig, James, thank you for coming in. Yeah, there's a question for you. You might want to read it in the chat.
In the chat? How many hat-tricks? Mate, I don't know, mate. The way he's going, it could be over 12. I'm not even joking. He could even score a hat-trick against us the way we're going. Well, I'd say that, but then we've got Saliba. I'd like to see Saliba go up against him. But I think even Saliba will struggle to compete with him. He's that good.
And you know what? I pretty much mentioned my theory to Craig as to why Haaland is doing so well. He's obviously from Norway, land of the midnight sun. It gets cold AF up there. So if you live in a country where it's cold, where it doesn't really get very hot, it is cold more often than not. I think it's fair to say that if you want to be an athlete, you've got to have a special sort of... you've got to be hot-blooded in a way, maybe. So he doesn't need a drug test. He's naturally got that horsepower, if you will. And the way he was running in that City United game, oh boy. What
I will definitely agree with Craig, though. Saliba is the best centre-back in the league right now.
No doubt about it. No
doubt about it. And I'm not even hyping him up.
Yeah. So here's the question: would you trade Saliba for Haaland?
No.
Good call. Because we have Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli.
Yeah, but to be fair, they're not on the level of Haaland, though.
Not quite, but
you
know what they say: two heads are better than one. We'll see how potent a combo they will be, and I love the look of them as a combo. They could combine for about 40 or 50 goals for us. If they do, then that could really help us in many ways.
Exactly.
Right. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, or
No, my prediction was going to be 3-1, and nothing else really I can talk about, to be fair.
Okay.
We're live 11 a.m. tomorrow morning because I've got Joe Perry, Snooker Pro, coming back on the channel. So 11 to 12 is the hour we can do. So we'll be live for then. So make sure you tune in then. Make sure you follow it on the community tab. I'll post it up in the morning. I'll make sure it's all done and sorted. So make sure you do that. But until then, everyone, please, we'll also probably be live as well with other shows tomorrow. It depends how I feel, because obviously today I didn't feel very good because of the chest infection. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.